What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn. I am Sam. This is Jordyn. And we are just living as well as we can in the circumstances that we are given today.
Yes.
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's really freaking hot, dude.
It's hot. I understand that I complained a lot about the rain and the gray, but I'm sorry, there has to be a difference between Seattle, Washington and hell. Like
This is not what we asked for.
no, I wanted like an 82-degree day and some sun.
Yeah, no. It's been absolutely disgustingly hot outside. And as we were just talking about right before we started recording, Jordyn and I both live on second floors. And so because the higher the heat rises, so even with air conditioning, it's still really, really freaking hot. I was telling her I have a fan right at my feet right here. We have fans over here. All our ceiling fans are on. The AC is on, but it just isn't working. And the struggle is real.
Literally the only reason I'm comfortable sitting right here, the blinds are literally all closed because we're trying to keep as much, like they're pretty sheer, so it's still coming through a little. There's a vent literally directly above my head. And it's like, I can feel it coming. So right here, I am perfectly fine. If I went to that back corner where my bookshelf is, you would feel just no more airflow.
Yeah, no, I've treated myself today. I have a Diet Coke today. I didn't work out today because it takes a lot of energy in your body to stay cool. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to skip today and just do what I need to do and just work and whatever. But yeah, it's been disgustingly hot. And I was in Manhattan yesterday. My commute was awful. My commute home was awful. All around, really bad.
I need to hear about this because yesterday was, as Sam was mentioning, and anyone in our tri-state area knows, massive heat wave. It was hot yesterday. Sam had to travel with a full face of makeup.
Full face, like full beat, like
I need to hear how this.
I had foundation on for the first time in like I don't even know how long. But I literally okay. Starting from the beginning, there's a bus that I take every single week. Anytime I need to get into the city, I get on this bus. Even if it doesn't drop us off near our location, 9 times out of 10 we take this bus and then we'll take another bus or we'll walk or something. Like, this is my bus. I love this bus. Just for some reason yesterday, it didn't want to run in the morning. Didn't exist. And I knew that there were other buses I could take, so I looked for those buses. Couldn't see those on the map either, because when you're looking for at least buses and stuff on either Google Maps or I have like a transit app, you can see a bus on the map. And like Google Maps didn't have any, transit app didn't have any. And I'm like, where the fuck are all these buses? And at this point, I'm like, okay, it's like past the time I normally leave to get to work. So like, I need to figure this out. I had Michael drive me to a completely different bus stop that I take, like literally wouldn't be able to walk to it. Like, she drove me in this completely opposite direction. I get on a bus I've never heard of before. It goes through New Jersey. Didn't even know that existed. And it drops me off about 10 blocks away from work. But I could have gotten on a different city bus to get taken up those 10 blocks. I look on the map for those. Those don't exist either. They're just nowhere to be found. And I was like, and I was standing at the bus stop too. There's like a bus in front of the stop, but there's nobody on it. There's no bus driver. It's turned off. I'm like, I just want to be in air conditioning. Yeah. So I walked 10 blocks, full face of makeup, 10 blocks. I get to work. I literally brought all my stuff with me. I brought my hair tools. I brought my makeup and everything because we were taking photos in work yesterday for like headshots and things like that. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I literally looked around, all the makeup around my nose just gone. Obliterated. Didn't exist anymore.
I commend you so much. At one point, I would have been like, I just can't come in today. I will take a picture of myself and send it in because that sounds like a nightmare. Was there a reason? Like, was there an explanation at all as to why no buses were running?
They said they didn't have enough operators. They didn't have enough people to drive the bus.
Just on one random Tuesday?
I don't know. People are getting sick right now. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but literally that. And then my bus starts running again in the afternoon. And I was like, perfect. I'll just walk over, take my bus home, be on my merry way. I get on the bus, no air conditioning. I have to sit in, and it takes me like a good 45 minutes to an hour to get home on the bus because you have to go through the city. Like it doesn't just like pull off and just.
I did this bus ride with you.
Yes. And this also was even longer than that one because I got on the local bus. So it makes more stops.
Yes.
I'm sitting there, I'm sweating. People are getting on and like I had my backpack on the seat next to me. People are like looking at me like to be like, there were enough seats on the bus too. Like this is not that big of a deal. And I'm like glaring at them. I'm like, don't you dare fucking sit next to me. I will have a grade A fucking crash out. Like guaranteed.
Which like you also would have totally deserved after that kind of day.
Thank you. And I was like very close. And I was explaining this to Michael and I was like, we have no food. I don't want to make dinner, this and that. My husband, shout out. My husband, he's standing over there or sitting over there. He's playing his video games. Came to pick me up at the bus stop, stopped at the burrito place right outside of my bus stop, got us food, got us dinner, took us home. We ate, we watched TV. He gave me iced tea. He sat down, taught me how to play a video game that I very much enjoyed. We chilled out. Then your 1 year anniversary, you take your wedding cake out and you eat your wedding cake. Yes. We haven't put it back in the freezer and it stayed so good. So we've been eating our motherfucking wedding cake every day and it's still good. He cuts me a piece of our wedding cake. He gives it to me. He's feeding it to me while I'm playing video games. I was like, what did I do to deserve this?
That is A+ husband work, Michael.
No, he didn't.
10 out of 10.
He literally, he's doing this. I literally said to him, I was like, is this what it's like to have a wife?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like a trad wife, you know, like I was like being waited on hand and foot. But he was like, he knew I had a very hard day and he made it up to me yesterday. So, and we were asleep by like 10 p.m.
That is quite literally the dream life. You can't ask for more than that.
I really couldn't. I was like, you know what, I literally said to him this morning, I was like, I had the best day yesterday. Or the best evening. Like and I didn't even do it. Like, you know, we weren't recording. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't work out because I was so stressed out from the freaking heat. It just lovely. I was very happy. I have a good husband.
I am very glad that your night ended so good because it makes you forget totally about the morning. Now you're over it.
Exactly. So it ended up being fine, but hopefully you are also beating this heat as well as you can because it's almost done. Like yes. It's gonna rain and we're gonna be fine.
I just feel like my body goes into shock every day because my office is also where like all of my work is done at. We have a massive building. So we have the back like warehouse with all the machinery. And then we have like the front of house that's like marketing, sales, customer service, all like we do everything under one roof. Yeah. So for the machines and everything, like the office has to be kept so cold and it's freezing. Yeah. And so normally, I remember one time last year, I was actually at the dispensary and it's like middle of August and I'm in like a sweatshirt, sweatpants, like my sweatpants is tucked into socks, sneakers. And there's this older guy in front of me and he's like looking at me. He goes, do you work in an ice box? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, technically. So I'm constantly, so on a day like today, normally like on a normal summer day, I actually like it feels good. Yeah. But because right now it's just like that disgusting level of hot, I literally walked in today and got dizzy because it was like that immediate, like, I was like, whoa. And it was like so bright to like so dark and cold.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I literally just went down to the Sally Maria near us because I was like, I'm not cooking real dinner. So I went down there. I got sauce. I got meatballs. I got cheese. I came home. I boiled some pasta. That was dinner. Easy. Perfect. I'm in the Sally Maria. And it's cold in there because, you know, you got meats and shit, you know, it's got to be cold. I'm in there and there's a woman standing next to me and she goes, oh, it's freezing in here. I was like, bitch, stand the fuck outside then. Get out of here. And
Go
then
to any other aisle.
I know. It's cold in the whole place. It's not that big. So, but still, like, I'm like, are you actually shitting me right now? And I literally just said this. I just got off the phone with my mother, and I said this to my mom, and I was just like, can you believe that? And she goes, she probably leaves her thermostat at like 72. And I was like, you're so right, Mom. She probably makes the rest of her family suffer because she's cold.
Yep.
And, you know, just it gave that vibe. It gave that vibe for sure. And I literally looked at her and I was like, it's freezing. It's freezing. Okay. It's fucking 99 degrees outside. What do you expect? It to be 99 degrees in here?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
No.
I can't deal with people, especially in times like this.
No.
We got more than enough going on.
I am just like anxious all of the time.
We don't have time to unpack all of that.
No, I just want to say one thing. I feel like in our lifetime, we've lived through like thrice too many once in a millennium occasion. And I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
And that's the world saying it's too damn bad.
No, literally. I'm like, make it end. We got a pandemic. We got a recession. We're on the verge of World War III. Like,
you know, it's funny too, is that somebody like connecting the holes thing that was like, this is the temperature that Zero was digging holes in.
Yep.
Like, this is where we were.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, it really do be hot out here. Yeah. But you know, we have exciting stuff to talk about today.
We do.
And first of all, I think we need to start here.
Yes.
I think we need to start at Taylor Swift being at Tight End University, which is so funny because a couple of days ago I woke up because I knew it was going to be starting this week, or like Sunday, I think I thought this. And I literally put out a tweet and I was like, it is so funny to me that I'm picturing Travis Kelce explaining Tight End University to Taylor Swift. And I was like, I was joking, like, oh my God, like he has to tell her where she's going. Not me thinking that she might go along because it's in fucking Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh, hello?
Their first red carpet appearance was for Tight End University. She's been to the Grammys. Like, there's been so many, but Tight End University.
Yep.
Just look banner for all our visual. Like, imagine 2019 Sam and Jordyn seeing Taylor Swift at Tight End University.
Being posted by the NFL on Instagram of her surprise performance of Shake It Off using Chase Rice's guitar, standing next to, who was it, Kane Brown?
Yes.
I think in a small Nashville bar.
There are so many layers to this because we have to process the Taylor Swift and football just existing. Because like also we literally saw a video of her dancing with George Kittle. Like that's what
I woke up to this morning. Jordyn sent me a TikTok and she was like, look at this.
I was like, why do I sleep? I miss so much. Like
I know there's one downside of sleeping.
Taylor performing and she's with George Kittle and they're at Tight End University. Like what? And she's still wearing plaid. What does the plaid mean? Like I'm just so overwhelmed. But also on the just Taylor Swift being the music industry side of things, how fucking insane is it that her first performance postponing all of her masters is at an acoustic small venue in fucking Nashville, Tennessee, where all of this began.
You can't make it up.
You can't make it up.
You physically cannot make this up.
It's her world and we're just living in it.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
100%. I'd die for
Taylor
her.
Swift said we have to have a heat wave in order for us to hear Shake It Off at Tight End University. Okay. You know what? I'll live through it. I'll live. You know?
And she definitely, you know what happened? She looked at Travis and said, they're calling me out there. What song should I sing? And he went, Shake It Off. Like, he is such a 1989 boy.
I'm surprised he didn't say like blank space.
I know.
I think that is probably like everyone knows Shake It Off, right? I don't know if there's really a person in the world that doesn't know Shake It Off.
I just like, I didn't realize how much I missed watching her perform until I watched her perform again. And then also, let's take this even another, peel back another layer. The last time that she just went on stage for a surprise performance, that was initiating a new era.
Oh my God. Help.
So
Help.
I just want to throw that out there.
What does the plaid mean?
I really, really need to know what the plaid means.
Like, are we just is it debut? Is like I don't really associate debut with plaid, but like is it like country-ish, girlish? You know?
I don't know. No, because some of it, like the yellow plaid that she wore, was it to the AMAs or the Grammys?
Right. Oh, when she wore that like
was,
insane.
Yes, when she looked one of the best looks she's ever had in her entire life.
Oh my God, it was so good.
I will never forget the gasp that I gasped when I saw her in that dress for the first time.
Yeah, that was pretty. Oh, she looked incredible. But yeah, like is it
me in the face?
Is it is that like is she going grunge in her next era? Like, I mean, that would be pretty sick.
I have seen, it's so funny. Whenever I scroll on Twitter, which isn't that often, but when I do scroll on Twitter, every time that I do, it's Swifties being like, "Oh, we're in the next era and it's this." And they're all so vastly different. Like I saw like the orange and purple era that we're in. And then someone was like, "No, we're in this era." And it was like navy blue country club-esque. And then now everyone's like, "No, she's in her country era." And I'm just like, does Taylor know? Is Taylor actually in an era right now?
Maybe she's just living.
I think so.
Maybe that's just the vibe right now. Maybe she just really likes plaid. You know, for all we know, she's just going through a phase and people are looking way too far into it.
Yes. No, I think that's what's happening. And whatever comes next, I'm eagerly waiting. I'm so excited for it. I'll take a give me one single at this point. Like,
that's all I want. Just give me Taylor's version of Teardrops on her guitar. Like just something, anything. It would be perfect. But it was really. I watched every single angle that I could find. Every single angle. I watched it over and over and over and over again.
All day.
It was perfect. Every time I opened my TikTok.
Did you see the behind the scenes view of Travis like screaming for her?
No, I've been waiting for the internet to give it to me and I haven't received it yet.
Frick, where did I just see? Oh, literally the TikTok that I have up is Girl I've Always Been by Olivia Rodrigo, and it's Taylor last night. Can't say I'm a perfect 10, but I am the girl I've always been. Her performing in Nashville as a teeny bopper. I'm gonna come.
Oh my God, I'm literally generating like a gracious upper lip sweat.
It's hot.
Oh. I know. It is so.
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, please do, so I can see it. Let's see. Because I saw like somebody in the comments say something along the lines of like, I'm waiting for the Travis, POV of this. And I was like, oh, I really hope this exists, and it just never showed up for me. So let's see. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It's so cute. He loves her so loudly.
Oh my God, his hair.
No, it looks so good.
Oh my God. Oh, and he was like off to the side too. Like he wasn't even like out there. He was, oh, the picture. Oh, she looked so cute too. I loved the little dress. I loved the messy bun. She looks swole as fuck.
Dude, she's jacked.
Like for real, like her whole, like the way like her arm is like flexed as she's like holding the guitar. I was like, okay, queen.
She apparently ran on a treadmill singing the entire set list of the Eras Tour, and that was her training.
That makes sense. I've seen Miley Cyrus do that.
Yes.
especially.
Also,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
am just obsessed with Miley Cyrus right now. And
I
like the full on hyperfixation is back.
I really want, and I think it's been said before. I think it was Rhea from Chicks in the Office who said like Miley Cyrus needs to do her own Eras tour
Yes.
because she now has the rights again to sing Hannah Montana. And I'm like, could you imagine being a literal conscious human being and going to see Miley Cyrus sing Hannah Montana songs? Like, I would lose it.
Imagine if she actually put on the wig too.
I would just
This has been transparently my dream Super Bowl halftime
such a
performance.
good one.
If she could imagine if she started Super Bowl halftime, and at the time that I really wanted this, I think she was like in the last running and then turned it down, or like someone else, I think it was Rihanna beat her out. And I was like, damn, I would have loved that. Like, imagine starting the Super Bowl off with like best of both worlds. Like, that would just be like, my mind would explode. And then I just found out, like, when she brought everything back, that she couldn't even, I didn't know all that. So I was like, holy shit, like, that's crazy.
I just saw, and this is like a rumor, I don't know how true it is, but somebody was talking about the Super Bowl halftime show and how like it's reportedly possibly Jay-Z. And I was like, can we move on to a different genre?
Right?
Like I loved watching Kendrick. I loved watching Dr. Dre, obviously Rihanna, but like
The Weekend.
I didn't like The Weeknd. But that's just me. I just don't like The Weeknd.
Okay.
I'm just not a fan of his. But still, like, I'm like, can we do literally
Anything.
like let's even like it has nothing to do with the people. It's just that I just want something pop, something even freaking country, rock. Like the year, I feel like this is like a hot take. The year that the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Bruno Mars were the halftime show, I thought it was so much fun.
Unreal.
People were like not about it, and I was like, it's the fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yep. Are you kidding? Like, I don't know. That's just me though.
No, I would kill for that. Like, I just feel like there used to be like a rotation, and it's like, okay, something for the newer generation, something for the older generation, something that everyone can kind of enjoy, and they would like bounce around between like ages, demographics, genres, everything. And I do feel like the last few years have been very, very, it's either like R&B rap or like R&B pop. And I'm over it. And I like all these, like, I liked every single one, but it's just like, okay, we need to switch up the pace.
I'm like looking at a like there's like all these things. Also, to put into perspective, I believe Rock Nation is involved in the Super Bowl halftime show because they're intertwined with Apple Music, and that's why we've had so many similar artists because Jay-Z runs Rock Records. So I think that has something to do with it. But I'm looking at like it's just like an SB Nation article. You know who would be like really perfect to like hit on almost everything?
Who?
Post Malone.
That would go so hard.
He can do the rap or R&B type of vibe. He can do the country. He can do the rock. Like Post Malone, yeah, he can do everything. He has so many features on so many songs that he could bring. If I saw him like bring out Noah Khan to sing Dial Drunk at the fucking Super Bowl halftime show, I would lose my mind.
Or imagine if he did his part of Fortnite and you just heard Taylor's vocals in the background.
That's what I'm saying.
Realistically, she'll probably be there because the Chiefs do voodoo and we know how they operate.
I think that would be a really good one. But yeah, Miley Cyrus is also on this list. But then you have like Future and that's fine.
I want like Nickelback.
You know who's on here? Foo Fighters.
Wow. Say less.
That would be so sick. Wait. Foo Fighters, that's David Grohl, right?
Yeah, he said some not so nice things about Taylor Swift.
Also, I think that there's like some questionable things about him, but I actually
yes, I totally forgot about that.
That
like came out a few months ago, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100%. Oh, Blink 182?
No, if any of those, like if Fall Out Boy, Blink 182, Mayday Parade, I don't know if Mayday Parade was big enough, but if any of them ever did anything, I'd never recover.
I just genuinely think that a lot of times, like, these artists go out there and they're like about to go on tour or something, and like that's what obviously Kendrick
Because you
Lamar and
don't get,
SZA.
yes, you don't get paid for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, it's just a big ad.
Yeah.
It's just a big ad. But I would Miley Cyrus. I would say Post Malone, Miley Cyrus, and then some sort of like older pop punk,
Yes.
like Blink 182, or even like anything from that era. Those would be like my ideal halftime shows. But
I agree.
I really hope it's not Jay-Z. I don't know. I just don't think I could get into it.
No, I don't think I would.
Yeah, it's time for us to kind of shake things up a little bit.
It's time for us to shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off. No, I don't think Taylor Swift will ever play Super Bowl halftime show ever.
At this point, no.
No, there's like no reason for her to.
Even before all the Travis Kelce stuff, like, because she was very much, there was one year where it was like Taylor Swift is the halftime performer, and then
I remember that.
Not. And I think it ended up being Rihanna, which was great. So not going to complain there. But like at first I was like, I don't think she'll ever do it until she owns all her masters. Or and like gets to her 13th album. But now she's with Travis. There's no way she's going to like agree to that so early, because like, what if he's in it? What if he's not in it? Like that's like, he'd have to be retired. But like, even then, like, I feel like she's going to be like, that's his thing. She's big enough. She doesn't need any promotion. I feel like it's something that she'll do like 25 years down the line as just like a hi.
Yeah. Like she's not even going to be the halftime performer. She's just going to
come out,
show up, and like everyone's going to lose their damn minds. But yeah, overall, I don't think that it's ever going to happen. But I feel like there's always so many rumors, like before things like this even happen, like before we even find out who's going to be performing. So who knows? It might not be Jay-Z. It might be somebody else.
That's what, like, I'm like, the one time that I don't believe it, I'm like, oh, I'm not even worried yet. There's no way this is real. They do this every year. But watch, this is going to be the year where it's actually him. And I'm going to be like,
yeah. Well, should we dive into something that we've been waiting to talk about for a long time, or you've been waiting to talk about for a long time?
Yep, we should.
Oh, wait, I need my Kindle. I have notes on it.
Get it. Should I get my book for my sticky notes?
Sure. We can't get both up at the same time, though.
Okay.
Unless we pause the recording. Should we pause?
No. Oh, can we do that?
Yeah. I can.
All right. Let's pause.
Okay. Okay, we're still back.
We just time traveled.
You don't even know how much time has passed in between. Okay. So, first of all, before we get into all the specifics of all this, we're going to be talking about Sunrise on the Reaping. Welcome back to another edition of Book Talk. I have officially finished rereading and reading the entire Hunger Games series. Holy shit. This book was so good and so gut-wrenching and so sad, and it really affected me a lot.
Yep.
But I am very happy that I read it. And originally I was like, I see how this is sad, but I don't know how, like, people were like gut-wrenchingly sad. And then I finished the book and I went, oh, it is gut-wrenchingly sad.
I vividly remember I was probably like 80 pages in, and I texted Robbie and I said, I was like, because we were like reading, we were about the same point. And I was like, I'm a little nervous because like we know Haymitch ends up alone and drunk. And I was like, so where do all these people go? Like, what happens? Nothing could have prepared me for where they all went, I should say.
I was expecting people to die, obviously.
Yes.
But I just didn't know in what capacity they were going to.
Yep.
And I would say almost every single death that was important to Haymitch just got worse as you went. It just kept getting worse.
Yes.
And I was like, when is this going to stop? And then I was like, okay, well, the only person left is Lenore Dove. What the fuck?
There was a point where I was like, oh, like they get a few good years together and then she just gets sick and dies in a tragic, natural. No, no, I will never eat a gumdrop again.
Suzanne Collins really said, you think you like Coriolanus Snow? No.
They
No.
they saw that that one Snow edit had over 1 million likes, and she sat down and went, really? Really? You guys aren't getting the evil here? Let me show you how evil this man is. But no, my entire book, I know you have a ton of annotations. My entire book is with sticky notes. And I felt like Charlie from It's Always Sunny with like the red lines, just connecting all the dots, because there were so many connections in this, but like it tied so much together. And like the other thing that I'll say, because I want to hear all your thoughts, there's no way that Woody Harrelson didn't know some of this when filming the original. Like there's so much that was so natural from like, it's just like there's no way that this hasn't existed, or at least the baseline of it hasn't existed. Obviously we never saw it, but like Suzanne Collins, the cast of the Hunger Games, like there's just no way you go back and like make, I don't know. It's just beautiful and awful. Please tell me all of your thoughts and annotations.
Hold on. Now I lost them.
No.
Hold on. I don't know how else to get to my notes other than to go to a previous note. And like,
I don't have mine in front of me, or I would help you.
It says like you can press note and then it'll give you all notes. But anyways, okay, I'm back.
Away, but
so I'm gonna have, I don't know. Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna read them from like what I have. And a lot of them are just highlights of when I saw a name that I recognized. And I was like, oh, I know you. Oh, okay. I also have to say, I think I was a little stupid in the beginning because I didn't put together that Burdock was Katniss's dad until the end. And a lot of people told me that I was supposed to realize that the second that we found out his last name was Everdeen. I didn't put that together.
Okay, that's okay. Now you know.
Yes, it wasn't until like literally I think it's in like the epilogue. He was just like, yeah, when Burdock dies in the mines. And I'm pretty sure I highlighted it and went, oh my God. Yeah. And I was like, the whole time I had no idea. I thought he was like some distant relative, but I didn't put the time together and realize it was probably.
So did you realize that was her mom?
What do you mean?
Astrid's her mom.
Oh.
That's the story of how Katniss's parents got together. And that explains her covey. Oh, we have so much to go over.
I feel like I fear I missed a lot. So let me go through it and then you can tell me anything that I've missed.
Oh, because I spent 3 months after reading this book doing research. So I'm here.
Perfect. Okay. Well, the first thing that I highlighted was just the fact that he said, I have to agree. And though I'm not a drinker myself, I'm glad to get the bottle. And the second I saw that, that was like, this is what page? 11. And I was like, oh no. The second I read that line, I was like, I know that this is not going to be good because yeah.
I also, just real quick, I just opened to a random page and it's page 15. And I wrote, Astrid, ? Katniss's mom.
Oh, no, I did not put 2 and 2 together because I even texted you at one point, like when I first started reading, and I was like, which one is the friend, Maisley or Luella? And you were like, Maisley. And I was like, got it. So I definitely, there was definitely things that I was just not grasping in the beginning, I think.
That's okay. It's a lot.
And then he was talking about how Dead Girl called Lenore in this old poem and half for a shade of gray, which I found out the day that I met her. It was just like all the things that and I loved was also just the fact that they talked about Lucy Gray, but he didn't know about Lucy Gray, so it was in a way that was like, this person exists, but I'm not really sure how important she is. And then like slowly but surely, it like slowly starts to like learn more and more.
That's what there's one part at the end that I want to discuss because when Lenore Dove passes, and I forget his name right now, but one of the Covey runs up to her and he's in both Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping, and she's dying and he goes, "No, not again."
Oh.
So I said that, and I don't know what it means to this. Like, I don't think it's confirmed, but like, there's a grave for Lucy Gray.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, but that I was like, this means something.
Yeah, and too, when we talked about Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and you asked me, you were like, "What do you think happened to Lucy Gray?" And I was like, I think she's fine."
That's what, and like I did too. I was like, "Oh, she just ran off and like started a new life." Yeah, no, that the second I saw the grave, I was like, "Oh," and then he literally, wait, hold on.
No, I literally highlighted. What is it?
Cam Amber standing stiffly over them, his head shaking as he mumbles, "Not again, oh, not again."
Well, the thing is that I made it, my first like actual notation was page 14, and I just highlighted the last name, Baird, and I wrote, "Something must have actually happened to Lucy Gray. Now they're not singing."
Yes. So that's what I don't know. Like maybe Snow did shoot her in the woods and she like ran back to the Covey and died. Like that's the only thing. And then they buried her. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Or he did something else like diabolical, where he somehow
like found her.
Not even that, but like the way that like he gets the gumdrops to Lenore Dove. Maybe there was something else that he somehow gets to Lucy Gray. All because she just said, "You're fucking crazy, bro. Get out of here."
He blocked that he was a psychopathic, narcissistic liar. And she said, "I'm out." So then he has to kill her and murder children for the rest of his life because his one situationship didn't work out.
Yeah, he's absurd.
Okay.
I also just highlighted a couple things too throughout the book that was like connected to drinking.
Yes.
And it's like something that she said was the sound system crackles to life, sobering us up. And I was like, it's I see the reasoning why she's incorporating like words like sobering into things when obviously, and I thought it was so ironic too that he's like, he started his life literally making alcohol and using that to support his family, and now he uses it to support himself. Are you kidding? Oh, it's so gut-wrenching. Oh, and then I highlighted Otho Malark.
Yes.
And because so explain to me how I knew that was Peeta's dad and I didn't know that Burdock was Katniss's dad. How does that make sense, Sam? Huh? What wasn't clicking that day?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, also, I feel like she goes more by Katniss and he's like, Peeta Malark, like always.
Mm-hmm.
I always say his name in Effie's voice.
Peeta Malark. Yeah, no. Oh, wait, what was this? Oh, no. But I don't know why. I just assumed. Because I think that I saw, like, he was the baker. And I was like, oh, this must be Peeta's dad. And then I just didn't even grasp anything else.
It's okay.
I think I was reading it kind of fast.
It's like, also, like, it's a fuck ton of...
It is.
Random. And they don't explain, like, they talk about it very much. Like, it's not like they're alluding to Katniss in any way.
Yeah. I also highlighted when Lenore Dove isn't crying. Plutarch will not get his tearful goodbye, not from her or not from me. They will not use our tears for entertainment.
Yep.
And there are so many things I think that connected to the things that he preached to Katniss while he was like, one, getting her into the Hunger Games. I don't know if you can hear the cat meowing in the background. Getting Katniss into the Hunger Games, like all the things that he did to prep, then becoming the Mockingjay, like everything that he learned through this experience, I think he was applying.
He literally referred to Plutarch as lightning. And lightning is what blew up the arena to spark the revolution. And I was like, Suzanne Collins, your fucking mind.
So insane. And I think that's why, part of the reason also why I like this book so much more than Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was because we got those like blatant connections.
Yes.
For the most part. And also almost every single book had that same cadence of waking up, reaping, Hunger Games, effects of Hunger Games, ending. Like that was almost every single book. Yeah. This was the same like thing. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is like its own entity, if that makes sense.
100%.
Okay, I also highlighted Maisley as a Mockingjay because we find out that it's her pin, right?
Yes.
Okay, that I caught. Oh, here was another thing. The crowd looks drunk to a person, hooting and hollering, red-faced and sweating. All same stuff as before.
Wait, there was what? How gut-wrenching was the end when you realized, like when you found out that he calls Luella sweetheart, and then he was like, I'll never, like he stopped saying it after that. And then looking at Katniss, she reminded him so much of Luella that he brought it back. And like that was his best friend's daughter.
I remember putting that together. And then I was like, at first I was like, he calls her sweetheart, but in like a different way. So I was like, am I reaching here? And then I saw a TikTok that basically was like, here are all the connections from Katniss to Luella and why, she reminds her Haymitch so much of her. And I was just like, oh.
Wait, and have you seen the way they casted Luella?
Oh my God, she looks just like a young Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
They did such a good job.
No, like these casting directors deserve whatever they want in life.
They really do, especially because then I was speaking to Michael's sister about all this because, she read it too. And we were literally like, she was telling me all this and then connecting things that I wasn't connecting before. And I was just like, oh my God. And then she was like, wait, have you seen the casting? And I was like, well, not all of it. I was trying not to until I finished. And then showed me that. And I was like, how did they do that?
No, like it's really, really insane. And it's so funny because the movie comes out, I think a day or two before one of my best friend, Paige, her wedding. And she is obsessed with the Hunger Games, loves Sunrise on the Reaping.
Yes, you were telling me this.
Yes, we were saying November 2026. And she was like, what day? And I think her wedding's the 21st. I think it literally comes out the 20th. And she goes, perfect. We can still see it.
Yeah. Amazing. Just nothing
we can make before her wedding.
I would say too, like I was obviously as I'm going highlighting names I know, I see Mags and Wyrus, and I was like, oh my God, like we know obviously Mags and Wyrus, and I was not as shocked as I was when they brought Beetee into the picture.
Yes.
Like I was like, okay.
I was just like, buckle up.
Oh, yes. I think I texted you and I was just like, I just found out that Ampert is Beetee's son. And I was like, I know this is going to mess me up.
Sam, I know it is. I screenshotted your text and sent it in my group chat with Paige and Robbie and said, I don't even know how to respond to her. Because I was like, I wanted you to go in blind, but I was like, knowing what was coming for you, I was like, oh, buckle up. And you're like, on the beach. I'm like, you're gonna be hyperventilating. Like
I literally read I texted Jordyn, I was laying on the beach enjoying my day, read Ampert's death on the beach, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like I was. And the thing was too, I had texted Michael's sister as well. And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to be reading, like, I'm going to be relaxing on the beach and reading Sunrise on the Reaping. And she was like, that doesn't exist. And I was like, oh, you're right. You're correct. I did not enjoy myself while I was sitting on the beach.
Nope. No, there's absolutely none of that. It's so funny because like recommending this, it feels like the same vibe as Throne of Glass. And I did the same thing last summer with Throne of Glass, and obviously no spoilers. I was reading one of the books and on the beach vacation. I'm halfway through the series. I don't want to read anything else.
Yeah.
I'm reading the most gut-wrenching on the beach, like like sobbing with my whole dad's, like my stepmom's family. And I was like, I shouldn't have done this. Like, I thought I was gonna be okay.
Oh my God.
And it's crazy. And it's so funny because these books, it's like you'll sob, have a panic attack, want to kill everybody, and be like, you have to read this. This is the
book
best
was
book
so
I've ever
good. Yeah. No, literally. I actually just got to the point in my notes where I highlighted like Beatty's intro, and then it says, therefore, a mentor assigned to coach his own child to his death in the 50th Hunger Games. And it just says, note, oh, this is going to hurt later. I was just like, you're kidding.
Yep. Also, do you want to make it hurt even worse?
Of course I do.
In this book, they mention that Beatty has a wife and another baby on the way.
Oh, I know.
Where are they?
Yeah. That was another thing Michael's sister told me. And this, granted, I just found this out this weekend. Because I did read, and I was just like, oh, Beatty's going to have another kid. And I think I highlighted it or something, or I put it in my brain somewhere. We were at a barbecue this weekend, and I was talking to her about it. She looks at me and she goes, did you think about where Beatty's family is? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, don't you remember Beatty's wife is pregnant? And I literally went, hello? I was like, you're joking.
Yep.
Joking. I also love the actor who plays Beatty, like in the original Hunger Games movies. So just picturing that man's face, like being sad that his entire family is dead, really hurts my soul.
Yep. And I will never eat another gumdrop. I'll never look at another squirrel.
Oh, the squirrels. And
the birds.
Not the birds, but then not to mention the fact that we're talking about how well they casted. And I saw the kid they casted for Ampert, and I went, wow, so good. And then I went, oh,
wow,
no.
Same thing with Luella.
These are like kids too, like actual children.
Did you finish the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movie?
Yeah.
We talk about Wovey.
Yes.
Like, these are the ones that I fast forward through Wovey every time.
I like to think that Wovey is fine and never dies, actually. She actually lives forever.
You know what? Finnick and Annie adopted her.
Yeah, you know what? Wovey cares for their son.
Yep.
Live-in babysitter.
Yep.
Like an old lady nanny type of vibe. Yeah. Okay, that's canon.
They bake things and they do crafts on the weekend.
Yeah, that's canon.
Yep.
Let's see what else. Oh, this is a part where he first interacts with Snow for like one of the first times. And he says, I'm left alone with retching Snow. It's scary watching him possibly die. It's even scarier that I can resist helping him. Before the reaping, I bet I would have been right in there. Luella's death changed me. Maybe I'll end up being the victor material after all. And I was like, it's so powerful to me that there was a lot of situations where, you know, Haymitch saw Snow in this very vulnerable state and then even tried to do things in which, like, drinking the milk and like all these different things to make him suffer more, and yet it did nothing. Even when he's 16, he lived with that for 20 plus more years, that like nothing ever really hurt him. Like there was nothing that he could do big enough to take him down until Katniss.
Yep. And also there were 40, what was it? 48 tributes died.
Yes.
And
48.
then it was 48 until Katniss and Peeta.
What do you mean?
Like there were 48 people that died in his games, or 49 people that died in his games, and then there were like 48, 49.
Like more, like two more
reaped.
Yes. Yes.
So like it was like perfectly like.
No, so smart. You know what this gives, and you saying that before reminded me when you were talking about Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
It's giving like Snape when J.K. Rowling told Alan Rickman how Snape's story ended so that he could portray him in the right way throughout the movies.
Yes.
I feel like this is the same vibe here.
1,000,000%. Like, I bet Suzanne Collins didn't have the book written, but like she knew Haymitch's trauma. She knew what led up to this. Because also, like, I said this, and this was right after I finished the book, but I still stand by it, that Haymitch is one of like the most complex and just best written like fiction characters ever. Because like he has so many layers, and really like everyone gives Katniss so much credit, obviously Plutarch so much credit, but like think about how much Haymitch orchestrated to like make the rebellion happen. And it was all, not all, but like a lot of it was revenge, but like so much of it came from his love and his promise to Lenore Dove. So it's like all of this like angst and separation like comes from a place of so much love, but he's just so hurt. Like,
can I ask you a question? I'd love to hear how you feel about just the character of Plutarch. Do you think that Plutarch is a good person or a bad person, or like is it somewhere in between?
I think he's somewhere in between.
Right, yeah.
Because like he's not Snow.
Right.
But he's also not good. Like he's very selfish, very power hungry. And I think he does know, like, he's aware of right and wrong. And like, but at the same time, like he will still hurt people and lie to people to get where he needs to go. So it's like there's so much I'm grateful for him for, but also I'm just like, I do not trust him. I don't fully understand his intentions. Like he's a sketchy guy.
I feel like the goal is the same goal as everyone, but the reasonings are different. Yes. And not in the right place. And obviously like seeing this like the way that he was when he was younger before he was the game maker, like I was like, okay, I'm seeing this. But then as I was going through the casting too, Jesse Plemons is playing young Plutarch. Perfection. Okay. So I'm going through it, and Michael was sitting next to me looking, and he sees Jesse Plemons come up as like going to be Plutarch, and obviously he doesn't know anything about the Hunger Games, and he looks at me and he goes, I already know we fucking hate that guy. And I went, that's interesting that you say that. Why do you say that? And he goes, this actor plays people in a very complex way that makes you want to hate them. And I was like, you're right. And like literally, like I know Jesse Plemons from Friday Night Lights.
Yep.
Far away.
Yeah.
Michael knows him. I've also seen him in a season of Fargo. I don't know if people have watched Fargo. Very good.
I watched the movie Fargo.
You'd probably love the show, just saying.
Isn't the show based, like the first season of the show, based on the movie?
It's the same vibes as the movie, but every season is something different. It's like an anthology. So the seasons do not connect with one another. You can just watch one random season and get it from front to back. Anyways, but anyway, I just thought it was really interesting that Michael, like, as someone who doesn't know anything about the Hunger Games, just saw the person and was like, oh, I hate this guy. And I was just like, that's so interesting that you say that. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, it's like Plutarch, even in Mockingjay, like he was there and he was trying to help the rebellion and this, but like the reasonings behind it really are very capital
Yes.
of him.
So fair. And like that's the difference between like him and Katniss, because like Katniss is like, I'm doing this because I fucking have to, because you're putting me in this position. Like she never wanted the spotlight. She never wanted to be the face of the rebellion until she realized she had to be. And then she had enough anger and revenge to act out that she was like, let's fucking do this. But she never wanted it. It's not like she was like, I'm fighting to, she even said to Joanna, and they had that exchange in Mockingjay, where like but Plutarch definitely wanted to be pulling the strings. He wanted to be in control. He wanted all the power.
I think you said the right thing. Plutarch is doing it because he wanted to. Katniss was doing it because she had to.
Yes.
And I think that's the difference.
Yes.
Like, Plutarch didn't have to do that. And even in this book, he didn't have to help Haymitch with anything that he said, but it's because he wanted to, and he wanted to do this rebellion. But the people in the districts and people like Katniss, they didn't have any choice. In order to change their life, they had to rebel. Plutarch could have lived a very happy life in the capital without any of that.
And that's like, and if he was like, this is the difference in him also being like, the Hunger Games are wrong. I'm so against this. I want this gone. Like, if that's the case, that's one thing. And like, that was like, I feel like we get a sense of that, but it was more for like power than like actual, I'm worried about all of the kids that we send to die every year. Like, so it's weird. It's a weird line because there's so much that like wouldn't have happened without his help. Like he put so much in motion. Like none of this happens without him. But then also it's like, I still don't really like you. Like,
no, I feel you. And speaking of Joanna, you mentioned Joanna. I literally, one of my next highlights was something that Maisie said. And it was just like, oh my God, Maisie Donner is Joanna Mason.
100. I have that in here somewhere too. 100% yes. I loved Maisie. I loved that bitch.
She was awesome. Even in the beginning where like you knew she was like uppity and like, you know, that kind of vibe. I was like, why is she kind of giving like see you next Tuesday?
No,
like in a good way. Like, and I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to like her or not yet. But then I was like, okay, but this is the one who's Katniss's mom's friend. So I was like, she must get some sort of redemption at some point. And like just the more that her and Haymitch just like talk to each other, I was like, oh bitch, I love her.
We're at page 51 and Drusilla's doing her shit and Maisie is just not taking it. And I wrote, my note is kind of badass, question mark. Like, cause I'm like, that was when I feel like tide started to turn a little. And I was like, I think I'm going to love her.
Yeah. And when Maisie realized too that she was like, I'm not getting out of this. I don't give a fuck what people think of me.
Yeah.
And that's when she slapped Drusilla, I was like, yep, all right. I kind of like you. You kind of rock. I think that you are going to be a really, really fun character. And she was. And and the next thing I had highlighted too, page 217, I hold out my arms without a word. Wyatt and Maisie joined in a group embrace. And I was like, like they were three people who had nothing in common with each other except the Hunger Games. And they found a way to like really care for each other. I'm also kind of pissed off that Wyatt didn't have more of a arc.
He went so quick.
We didn't even see him in the when we got into the Hunger Games, he was just like, yep, Wyatt's dead. And I was like, oh, I wanted him to be like, the odds of us winning and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, damn. I think Suzanne Collins just got tired of doing the math.
That definitely. And I don't blame her.
No, I get it so much because they were like breaking down like number wise like odds and stuff, and I was just like, I feel like maybe she just was tired of doing this, and she was like, you know what, we can't do math in the woods.
Also, do you think he was so autistic?
Oh, so autistic.
I love him so much.
No, yeah, I did. In the beginning, I was just like, again, I think all in the beginning, before you get to know these people, you're gonna feel a certain way. But literally, as it just started going, and then I was just like, oh, he's kind of interesting, and he's obviously helpful, and he wants to help, and he wants to get out of the reputation of his family, which is like all the betters and everything, but that's all he knows. So he's like trying to utilize his strengths to people's advantage, and then that was it. But he died courageously protecting Lulu, which we didn't even delve into Lulu.
No, Lulu, Luella, there's so much, and we're literally at an hour.
I know. Let me like speed run through these now.
Okay.
Oh, Ampert is Haymitch's Rue. Wrote that, which made a lot of sense.
Yes.
The finding out that the hanging tree is forbidden makes a lot of sense. Oh, and he said fire is catching at some point, and I was like, big gasp. But yeah, he said fire is catching, she'd say, but if this one burns down the arena, I'd say good riddance. And he does find a fire to burn down the arena.
Yes, he does.
Love that. Okay. What is this? Oh, it's a big long thing about failure, and he says he uses Katniss as a second chance for this. That's why he's so hard on her. Oh,
it's all so good.
Oh, I wrote something. It's very long. I think it's a song. Oh, yeah. Distinctly, I remember it was a bleak December, and each separate dying ember threw the ghost upon the floor, blah, 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 blah. I just highlighted and I wrote, did Taylor Swift write this? Like some of the song lyrics I was reading. Yeah, I was reading through them. I was like, this is literally giving folklore. I want that juice like all fire. The all fire thing was really gut-wrenching. Katniss getting mentioned in like plant terms.
Yes.
In the last moment, she releases her grip enough to lock her pinky around mine. I don't remember what that means. Oh, and then I was talking about like their clothes.
Yeah.
And how they're all distinct colors, and how it was like District 12 was black, and I was just like, but the black hides the most, and the black gets away with the most, but the black is able to like propel you forward more. And I thought that was like helpful in the long run, and then also literary foreshadowing in a way. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does.
Oh, him realizing he didn't even mourn Wyatt's death, like he didn't have time or energy. And then a lot of this other stuff is just like things about Lucy Gray, and then towards the end finding out how all the Covey stuff is related. And then he did say Effie does her best to keep me sober, but the train's loaded with booze. And then and then my last annotation is I highlighted sweetheart, and I wrote, oh my God, with a bunch of exclamation points.
I know. No, getting that feature of Katniss and Peeta at the end was really, really special. And I really hope
the geese.
I'm really praying that the three of them are actually in the end of this movie.
I feel like they would agree to do that.
Both Katniss and Peeta have Katniss and Peeta. Jennifer and Josh have said that they would happily go back and play those characters again.
Yeah, I feel like it would be really good. But now I'm like really excited to like actually now I'm getting content on my page, and I think that I am learning a little bit more each time about things, because I'm like, there's no spoilers to ruin, because there's, the movie isn't even out yet. So overall though, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Because of how hurt it made me feel, and how I sat in the bed. And I literally, when I shut the book, Jordyn, I just kept crying.
Yeah. No,
I kept crying.
It didn't stop.
I didn't stop.
I thought about it, I was sobbing.
I finished reading it. I took a shower. I cried in the shower. I got out of the shower. I got into bed. I was still crying. And then I went to sleep. I cried myself to sleep.
Yep. No, it's a gut-wrenching book. Phenomenal. I'm so excited that now I can send you every single TikTok and reel about it, because there really is like, I didn't digest all the connections when I read it. Like, it's broken. Like, there's so many videos that pull so many details. Like every paragraph of this book is connected, and it's all one big spider web. And I'm so glad that you reread the series. And next up, Throne of Glass.
Yes, I'm gonna start jumping into that next. I have to find the book. I know it's around here somewhere.
You can't lose it.
I think it's literally right over there, but I just haven't physically put my eyes on it. I just have to confirm that it's there.
Perfect. Well, guys, if you love this episode of Unsolicited, make sure to give us a thumbs up. Drop all of your reactions and thoughts to Sunrise on the Reading in the comments down below. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram at the Unsolicited_podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Sam and Jordyn. And of course, we're also available wherever you get your audio podcasts.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.